Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. We're going to work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities and ETFs that I follow. I'm going to give you my financial opinion across the board on all this different stuff. If you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. Sign up, join our community. We've got a question and answer session coming up at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Sunday. Love to see you guys there. Bring your questions, and we'll go over a whole bunch of different individual companies during that time. So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on today. I see there's some big moves in some certain areas here, so let's cover it and see what's going on. So again, dollar is strengthening. Strengthening in the DXY is generally accompanied by increasing interest rates, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Interest rates look like they are ready to go higher. So stronger dollar, the 2-year massive move higher today, 3.16%. We are boogieing to the upside. What does that mean? It means people are selling bonds. They're getting out of bonds. The TNX 10-year yield up as well. Are we going to break out of this and make a surge to the upside? Very possible. Now, I'm not stating I don't know the future, but let's just watch this stuff, because if yields really take off here, there could be a problem in the bond market. We're seeing gilts go up. That's the UK bond market, and it looks like it's coming its way over here. So 10 years moving up, the 30 years also moving up. This is your breakout to the upside. We've been kind of just chilling, so to speak, but now it's getting jizzy to the upside here. So we could get cooking here at any second. Something to watch. It could have an impact on the pricing of the overall stock market as well. Large rate increases, not a stable high level. It's the rate of increase that we could potentially see that could shock markets a little bit. TYX TNX ratio still inverting. Still inverting. Today is definitely a day that kind of closed the book on the potential rounding here, but it looks to me like we are heading lower. What does that mean? It means it's a headwind for precious metals. And I think at some point, if we do get a scare in the bond market, we could see precious metals turn and go up with interest rates. It's a possibility. But right now, curve's still inverting. Bond prices getting sold off. That's what we're seeing, down 1.8%. Pretty big down day for the bond market. Gold is flat. It's hanging in there. We had strong dollar, strong yields. Support is hanging on by tooth floss. We've got silver also down a little bit. This doesn't look horrible. We kind of came back down here, and it's not too strong a selling pressure. So I think that we're probably going to find some sort of support, general location of where we're at. Platinum is getting sold off pretty hard. We do have a large, strong momentum to the downside. I would wait for this momentum to dissipate before trying to add into the position. So I'm still waiting. It's got a lot of momentum. We are getting to a very low price, getting closer to its cost curves, and that's generally where I like to pick things up. But platinum's still cheap. I still like it. We're just waiting for this momentum to turn around. XAU to gold ratio up a little bit. This does look like it wants to turn and head higher. So are we going to see a bottom in the precious metals market? We had gold that was firm today, even though we had stronger dollar and ridiculously strong interest rates. So it could be. It could be. So this looks good to potentially go higher for the XAU to gold ratio, the gold and silver mining companies to gold ratio, and we're looking for a break of this downtrend line. If we get a break in that downtrend line, guys, I'm going to be ultra bullish. CRB index holding on, just moving sideways on the trampoline jumps, going sideways here. CRB to S&P 500, it's still got momentum to the downside for this ratio. Looks like we could still go further to the downside until this thing turns. GDX higher today, although we had lower gold and silver prices. This looks good to move higher. That's a bullish engulfing. I would actually be looking at potential GDX positions here. GDXJ's also got the bullish engulfing, and so does SILJ. It actually looks pretty good. So I would be looking for a short-term turn to see where that thing, to see how much momentum we can generate to the upside. Crude oil up 0.3%. It's still gathering itself in this general location, up and down, up and down. But nonetheless, it's still hanging in there above support. Natural gas also hanging in there. We had a pretty big down day yesterday. Let's see what tomorrow has in store for us. I'm not really doing much here, but to me, it looks like it's trying to put in a roundish bottom. The companies look really good. The individual companies look really good in natural gas. XOP, yeah, you know me, people are rotating into it. I expect crude oil and natural gas to follow a little bit after people get positioned, but it looks like to me that people are positioning here. We could see a big move to the upside. This is a break of the downtrend, a retest, and a potential move on up, which is underway. OIH is also following suit. This looks good to work its way higher. We are now in an uptrend. There's the break. So that's looking good. The Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, that is coming back for a return move here and doing a retest move for the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. And shut a door, guys. URNM up 0.76%. This looks like people are positioning in it. I'm looking for a move on up to the upside. URNJ also following suit. And if we were to throw in, no, I don't want to throw it in. So TAN. TAN also just bouncing sideways here. It has come down a little bit. And there we are with some large selling pressure days. It could come back a little bit further. Again, I don't really have much skin in the game in TAN, so we'll see where it goes. They're not profitable companies. It's the only thing that gets me on some of these sectors is there's not a lot of good ways to play it. I like playing profitable companies like the oil and natural gas area. This isn't as profitable, but I do think eventually it'll work its way on higher. COPX, again, we're just moving sideways in this channel. And some of the individual companies look like they're trying to put in bottoms. But right now, with the mutual fund, it's just moving sideways. Lithium does look like it's trying to put together a move to the upside. I would be looking for an upside move soon, very soon. REMX is the same way. We have been in this declining wedge pattern, and I think that eventually we are going to break out to the upside and work our way on higher. The S&P 500, it's moving on up a little bit today. It actually looks quite strong in the face of very strong interest rates. NASDAQ sideways to slightly lower, pretty much a win with a stronger dollar and stronger yields today. Emerging markets down a little bit, stronger dollar, makes sense. I do think this is a really good location to start looking at some of the emerging market players. XHB continuing to move higher. It is a strong force. The demographic may be with us. Moving on up in this deficit world of homes. And I know people don't like me saying that, but I have to. Moving on up. That looks good to move on up. We've got lots of buying pressure, small selling pressure in the circle there. I think we're going to go higher in the short term. Copper. Lower. What's going on with copper? Good idea. I don't know the exact reason why we're down in copper. People are going to say, oh, it's weakness in the economy. Well, I mean, construction's up, employment's up. I don't see the weakness yet, but copper could be telling us or foreshadowing some weakness in the markets. There's a lot of people that are worried about recession and a slowdown. Maybe there is a slowdown. Maybe there is recession. We've seen the M2 money supply pull on back some. But yeah, that's where we're at there. Iron ore still looking strong, up 0.71% today. That still looks good to move on up, grind its way on higher. Nickel does look a little bit weak. We could see further weakness in nickel to the downside here. Aluminum also a little bit lower, but it's right on support. Baltic Dry Index down 3.8%. Again, I still think that we're going to work our way on higher eventually. We've broken out of this falling wedge. That's why I think so. Newcastle coal futures just chilling. let it chill down there. It's got to base out for a little bit. Ethereum up a teeny bit, just a teeny bit, right against its support or resistance line. And Bitcoin up a little bit. I still think this could go and head on higher. This is just a little flag pattern with a pull there. Eventually, it'll work its way on up. That's what we've got for today, guys. That's what's going on. And I think we just got to wait and see what's going on. Interest rates are the big thing here. We rocketed higher in interest rates today. Quite impressive to move that large. And generally, when you get interest rate, stronger dollar, inverted yield curve, oil generally does pretty well under those market conditions. Energy in general. What usually has a headwind is gold. But if we were in this gigantic deflation, recession, slowdown, well, I mean, interest rates should be coming down, not up. So I don't know. It's a difficult read. We've got rates going higher. We've got problems potentially in our bond market, and maybe we've got worse inflation and a bigger problem than what most people think. But that's what we've got for today, guys. Thumb up for the content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys later. This is Finding Value.